and welcome back. If you're wondering why I haven't changed, it's because I'm doing a rally of videos because I'm going to visit my sister at the coast next week, so I just want to get these done and out the way so I can get them uploaded and not miss a beat. And just a reminder, please subscribe and like, comment, share, all the things that YouTubers like you to do, because it's a good thing. It's just a nice thing to do. So this week I want to carry on with the startup business series, and so I've got your business name. Now you're going to need a website because you need a presence on the internet. When it comes to trying to get your new business off the ground with little to no funds available, it can be a very daunting experience when you find out how much it actually costs you to hire a professional web developer to design and build a site for you. But do not fear, there are a lot of options available which will allow you to build your own startup website for very little. Firstly, you need to know what a CMS is. The acronym stands for Central Management System, and what that means is you can log into an admin backend or dashboard where you can control all of the content on your site. Adding pages becomes easy, as all you need to do is write the content for the page in a text editor and then you just publish it. The front end, which is the site that the view that the public sees, is a template which has a structure and layout. The content you write is then inserted into that structure. There are a lot of CMS options. Now, Wix seems to be becoming quite popular. I'm seeing a lot of ads, I'm hearing a lot of people using it. It's probably due to their excellent marketing, but in all honesty, unless you've got a professional web developer and who's building your Wix site, I would stay away from it. I've been a web developer for several years, so maybe I'm just a bit biased. But every time I see a Wix site done by somebody themselves, it doesn't look professional, and half the time it's not responsive, and a responsive mobile site is extremely important nowadays. If you've ever run Google ads, some kind of ads where you get statistics about how many people are actually viewing your ads or your site on mobile versus desktop, you're going to see a huge difference. People are just searching on mobile now, so your site needs to be mobile responsive or you're just going to be thrown out the waters. So my suggestion, as so many others will be actually, is to use WordPress. Don't, however, confuse WordPress.com, which is a free blogging platform, with WordPress.org, which is a self-hosted platform. But before we get into WordPress, you will need hosting and a domain to actually get started. When it comes to hosting, shop around and read some reviews. Some things to look out for would be a good control panel. If they have cPanel, all the better. Maybe it's just a personal preference again, but I've worked with a lot of hosting control panels and I still find cPanel to be the most user-friendly there is. You will also need to make sure the hosting package you buy has a MySQL or MySQL database, at least one, because you're going to need that for the WordPress. And look for one-click installs. And just double check if the one-click install does include WordPress. It usually does, 99% of the time it does, but I have come across some that do not. So just double check that before you sign up with the hosting provider. In cPanel itself, you'll find the one-click installs in WordPress under the Softaculous section. So have a look for that and just make sure. Now, if you're in South Africa, as I am, so I can make a good suggestion, my personal suggestion is to use access.co.za. It's axxess.co.za. I've been with them for years and I've had no complaints at all. I've used Hetzner and AfriHost and others for other people's sites because they went and hosted with them, and I always suggest Access is just my preference. If you're in the USA or somewhere else in the world, if you're in the UK, you've got your own hosting providers there. I'm sure people can suggest it. I have found Bluehost.com to be an excellent host. Years ago, I was using GoDaddy, and apparently they're still very good. I've used it again recently, and I can't say I was unimpressed. Had a lot of people complain about it. There's also the Gator host. Sorry, my mind's gone a bit blank there. But Bluehost.com has always remained one of the best ones, and very good, excellent service, excellent support. But don't take my word for it. Read some reviews, ask your friends and colleagues, and just make sure. So now that you have your domain name registered and hosting for your website, go to your hosting control panel and do a one-click install of WordPress. It doesn't matter what hosting you go with. They've usually got a lot of help documents, so you can do a Google search. Just do a Google search with the host name, install WordPress or something like that, and you should come up with a whole load of help documents that will get you through that one-click install. Just incidentally, when you're doing the one-click install, if it fills in the folder name with something, it's usually suggests WP. Just delete that and leave it blank, because you want to install in your root folder. So just bear that in mind when you're doing your one-click install. Okay, once it has been installed, it will give you two links. One will be to the back end of the site, where you can control, when you log in as the admin, and you can set up your site, add your pages, add your posts, and just control the content. And the other link is to the front end, which is the public view of your site. The back end link will usually be your domain /WP-admin. And the login you use is obviously what you set up when you were doing the installation. So, welcome to your website. You now have your very own website, but it's got nothing on it, has it? Apart from the default standard theme with the default content. I actually thought, no, there isn't anything. All it shows you is a hello world post. So the first thing you want to do is choose and install a theme. So you go to Appearance in your left column. I'm not sure if the video is going to make this reversed or not. So go to your left. This is my left. On the left column, you will find Appearance. Just click on that, and then click the Add New button. And this will show you hundreds upon thousands of themes, free themes, that you can use. If you want to go with a premium theme, which is paid theme, there are plenty of sites. Theme Forest is a very good one. And a lot of people still buy those, so they're not entirely unique, but they can buy them and then obviously change them, create a child theme, things like that. But don't worry about that now. We'll get into things like that later. Let's just do the basics. So go to the Add New, and you'll be presented with hundreds and thousands of themes that you can choose from. There is, if you check on the top, there's a featured filter link. If you press that, then you can fine-tune your search into the type of theme you're looking for, whether it's a blog or an e-commerce site, things like that. Usually color schemes, and you can filter it down by if you want a grid format or you want 3 sections, columns, things like that. So just play around with it. Obviously, the more choices you get, obviously you're going to get more themes presented again. So just try 1 or 2, and you can filter it down that way. So once you have found a theme that you like, just click install, and it'll immediately install it. And then after that, you'll see activate. Just activate it, and it'll activate the theme on your website. And you've got your website. There's your theme. But obviously then you need to add content. So check that the theme developer has some good documentation on how to actually set up this theme that they have for you. Some of the themes, which is very handy, have demo content. So if you find a theme that does have demo content, just install the demo content, because then it actually sets the whole thing up and it gives you the home page and all the other pages with content. You can then go in, you can change the images, you can change the text, you can delete some sections if you want, you can delete some pages, but you've got a good basis to actually work from, and you can develop your site from there. It makes it a lot easier. And there you have it, your very own startup website for your very own startup business. It's as simple as that, and it hardly costs you anything. Brilliant. So I will see you next week. I should be back from the coast then, and I'll speak to you then. Please remember to subscribe, comment, like, share, do all the necessary button pushing and things like that, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.